Hi, and welcome to another edition of Chord of the Week. I am Gregory Moody from Gospel-Chords.com, and this week we're going to give you a sneak peek at the kind of details and how we approach teaching you how to play. And at Gospel-Chords.com, we kind of want to teach you a different way to think. You need to change the way you think, and in changing the way you think, you're going to change the way you play, because a lot of you out there for many years have been thinking and channeling your thoughts in the wrong direction and making playing a lot harder than it really has to be. For example, let me show you how not to approach playing, and probably how this is a way how many of you have approached playing in the past. Suppose, okay, you see a movement, someone played it, and they say to you, okay, this is really sweet. Hear this movement here. I go from this E flat chord to this really sweet sounding G chord. You know, and you say, oh, that sounds really nice, and you go and you memorize that movement from this E flat to this G. Sounds nice, you know, and you say to yourself, or just think about it, what did you really accomplish by learning that movement? You learn how to memorize. And that's not good. You don't want to memorize. And here you have this movement. Well, the next thing you have to figure out is, well, how can I use that? Where does that fit into my playing? That's a whole nother exercise, you know. And, you know, just make believe we had to do that. You look at this and you say, oh, it's got a B flat on the top. And it's a nice movement, B flat on the top. You know, let me use that in my playing. Okay, but, you know, in my song or where I am, I don't have a B flat on top. How do I use that? You know, you may be here on A flat and you're like, well, let me see. The other one had a B flat on top. Now I have an E flat on top. How do I use that in this particular situation? Well, you could do it the hard way. You could say, well, from B flat to E flat, that's 1, 2, 2.5 steps. So I need to take where I was before here and kind of slide it up 2.5 steps. You know, I see musicians kind of like slide it up and kind of walking on up and trying to get there, and they screw it up. And that's not going to help you if you're trying to play live. Or you can do it another way, and they say, oh, I'm here in A flat. I got an E flat on top. The other one had a B flat on top. And the other chord was a G. Let's analyze that. Well, if it's a G, they have the minor third on top. There's a minor third on the bottom here, and there's a 7th and a +5. So let me try to make that chord by doing a minor 3, +5, 7, minor 3. So I'm here with the E flat on top, and I try to make that. Okay, so if I try to make that, if E flat has to be the minor third, that means the bass is going to be what? C. So then I have to play a +5. A +5 in C is G flat and a 7. So here's a chord. That's for that movement. So the movement's going to be from here, here. Now I did a lot of work to try to figure that out. There's a better way. There is a much better way, and you got to get our course and get our system. You know, we've got like 600 chords, and you don't have to memorize them. In fact, it's not even important what this chord is that I showed you in this movement. All you really need to know is it's just one of the choices that you have. It's not important what the name of it is, but you know, just for argument's sake, this chord right here is a minor 7 plus a minor 7 +5, and that's a passing chord which you can use, believe it or not, big secret here, at any time. It is the next chord you can play after any chord. And let me show you that. Say, for example, you were on a simple chord like just the simple C chord, and you want to go to that minor 9 +5. How would you do that? What would that be? You simply go from here to It always works. It doesn't matter what the chord is, it always works. Pick your own chord, you'll see that it works. If I was here on, I don't know, F, and I had to do it, the next chord would be what? What's the next one? How would you figure that out? I'm going to show you a little trick in a minute, but like I said, this works anywhere on the keyboard with any chord. So the next chord to play that minor 7 plus 5 is going to be right there. Now, that minor 7 plus 5 qualifies as what we call a picture chord. You know, musicians have another name for it, but a picture chord is a chord that you have never played before, and you can put your hand on it immediately and apply it in your music. Immediately, with never having to have played the chord before. Let me show you how it works. Like I said, my course is full of tricks and techniques on how to do this, and lots of chords qualify as a picture chord. And I call this picture chord an octave 3-in-a-row chord, because that tells me how to quickly create this chord. So if I'm here on this chord right here, it doesn't matter what this chord is, all I care about is, you know, I'm playing and I just need to go to another chord. So this minor 9 plus 5 is just another option, another chord I can go to. It's in my bag of tricks. And how do I get there? I get there very quickly, and I can do this as I play by doing this little trick. Take whatever note's on top, double it up. It's an octave. I call it an octave, and look at 3 notes in the middle, starting at the 4. 4 from B flat, the 4th of B flat is E flat, so that's where you start. Play 3 whole tones up from there, that's the chord, and the bass is this note right here, G, leave it out. That's how I get to the chord. If you don't understand it, get the chorus. This is the kind of things that we talk about in the chorus. Like I said, you can make this movement quickly anywhere from any chord. If you were, for example, on this chord right here, you got the A on top and you need to move to the next chord, which is going to be a minor 9 plus 5. What would it be? Look at the keyboard. You're going to keep the A on top. You're going to play an octave. A 4th of A is D. And you're going to count 3 up from D, 3 whole tones up. You're going to play 3 notes in a row, but leave out the 3rd one because that's the bass. The bass is going to be this note here. So to make this movement, we're here. You can quickly put your hands on it and play that. See, it's an octave. The 4th of A is D. Start on D, and you're going to play up 3 whole steps, E, and the bass is that 3rd one, which we don't play. So that's in the bass. So you can make this movement from any chord. This chord goes next in line with whatever chord you want. I mean, you could be here on a, let's just pick another random chord. Let's pick, for example, this here chord. I'm not even going to give it a name because it's not important. Let's make that same movement. And we, like I said, we can make it even though we've never made this movement before just by looking at the keyboard. We got A on top. You're going to play an octave so the A's stay. And you're going to go, the 4th of A is D. And you're going to count up 3 notes. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to leave this one out because that's the bass. That's the movement. So here we go. Hear it? See how we did that? And believe me, you can do this instantly from anywhere on the keyboard. If we're here, say we're on B flat, a simple B flat chord. What's the next movement? How do we get to it? We do it by doing octave. What's the 4th of F? B flat. And D is going to be the bass. Like I said, it's simple to do. Get my course. You don't have to memorize the chord. It's not important what the chord is. All that's important in your playing is that you can play the chord. That's the bottom line. You don't have to know what the name of it is. You know how to make it. You know it's an option that you have in your playing. And you can play the chord immediately. Like I said, you've seen cats are doing this all the time. They play a song and they play it 2 or 3 times. And each time they play it, it's different. How are they doing that? They're doing it by using a technique like this. Like I said, these are the details you're going to get in my course. Gospel-chords.com. Get the course. Learn all the tricks and secrets. You can't go wrong.